So welcome to Joel Green Uncut, and you are here for a special episode. Some people may know this lady. She, I would say, is the backbone of Nicola Hopewell. She's the lady that's always cheering in the background, got everyone's backs, but she's got her own story to tell, and we've got her here today. Thank you very much, Marfisia Lanza. How you doing, Marfisia? Are you all right?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Honestly, it's a pleasure. And it's been a while that we've kind of known each other in a random kind of way.
Yes, it's been a while. Maybe, well, I would say 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's gone so quick. It's gone so quick.
Yes.
But all is good with you.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, all good. So keeping busy, of course, with Nick fighting and then with my business. So yeah, really busy in the gym, my personal training one-to-one, and with my online coaching, as I do online coaching as well, apart from the one-to-one work in the gym. So yeah, been busy with that.
Yeah. So it sounds never ending at your end from both of you. But
yeah.
No, I'm glad all is going well for you. When did it all start? Because obviously it's not everyone's dream job to say, do you know what, I'm going to be a personal trainer. You know, what did you want to do when you were younger?
It wasn't mine either, because I was a professional dancer. So that's what I did before moving from Italy to UK. So I was doing like part-time dancing jobs, so teaching jobs. And then I was working in the summer in maybe like different holiday like places, just teaching Zumba, teaching like classes just for tourists. So that was fun. And then I was doing as a competitor. So I was going all over Italy to do some either like solo competition or group competition or, you know, anything like that. So anything with dancing. So I never lift weights in my life. I never been in a gym in my life. It was just all about looking good, thin as possible. So definitely no muscle at all at that point. And dancing away. I've been doing that since I was 5-year-old till 19 years old. And then I came here, and basically the story is I could not find any dance classes that I was any time that I could go because I started to do like a normal job here. So I couldn't find adult dance classes at that point. So let me find something else. That's what I thought. I need to keep active, and I need to keep in shape, because all I knew all my life is working towards something, having a goal. So I just joined a gym, and at that point, like I said, I'd never been in a gym before. So I just went literally just on a treadmill, literally just doing that for hours. I would like doing few hours on a treadmill, and I think everyone in the gym thought, what she's doing, she must not know what to do.
She's running away from something. She just keeps running.
Literally was that, because there was this girl that then became my friend that approached me, and she asked me, what are you doing? What are you training for? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just want to be skinny. Like, I literally did know nothing. So she was like lifting weights, and she looked amazing, but she had muscle, which for me, it never been appealing. I never thought like, oh, someone with muscle, especially a female, will look good. So she started to show me a few things, and I started to enjoy it, because I felt like it was a challenge. It wasn't just going on a treadmill and just walking. So I fell in love with that straight away. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. I feel strong and I feel good. So yeah, let's do it. So I started to train, and then I got to know a bit more of the nutrition side as well. Because at that point, I started to put weight on, but I couldn't understand why. Because for the dancing side, to be honest, you didn't have to follow any diet. You, more than anything, especially because I did ballet at some point, you have to, again, being skinny. So starving yourself, that was the thing. There was no background. There was nothing saying, oh, that's healthy, eating healthy, or counting calories. So this friend that showed me the weightlifting side told me like how calories work, was carbs, macros, and everything. So she got me all in this lifestyle. And then from that, I just thought, oh, I can, because it made me feel so good about myself. I thought, let me do this as a job, or let me try to show people, especially, female, that you don't have to be skinny. It's better to feel strong, and your body will actually follow. Because, like I would say that lifting weights shapes your body, which cardio literally just burn calories. So I just wanted to, show everyone that you could do it without starving yourself and still look amazing. And then I just signed up for it.
Being from Italy, that's like carb central, isn't it? Let's be perfectly honest. It is like pasta, pizza, everything is carbs, isn't it?
But
I don't know how there's not bigger people over there. Do you know what I mean? And my first Italian person I ever knew of was Pavarotti. So it wasn't the best symbol of healthy eating. Do you know what I mean? He found carbs, let's be perfectly honest. But I know what you mean. When you mix the exercise and doing the right routine and nutrition, as you say, it's about the nutrition factor, isn't it? Of getting things, it's moderation and doing things the right way, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So I just was really curious about it more than anything, because I feel like, how can I eat normal, let's say, like having still carbs but looking good? So like I said, I just signed up for a level 2 gym instructor, and then from there I did the level 3, which personal training, and then I did the nutrition coaching as well. So from there I thought I need to try it. At that time I was working in warehousing, just doing a warehouse job, and I felt like I need to do something that makes me feel good. I can help people. It makes me feel and have a purpose for doing something. So that's what I did. I basically went part-time on my warehouse job and literally working 8 hours at a warehouse, and then going to do some gym experience, or helping the person that was working the gym, or shadowing someone and all that. So that's what I did. And then from there, I just literally decided one day I'm gonna quit and do this full time. And I did it. And from there, I just never looked back. So it's now 8 years I'm doing, 8, nearly 9. So yeah, never looked back, really.
So what did your parents think of you going from the skinny little girl that's dancing and, looks happy doing it, but deep down was trying to look for something else, if you know what I mean, to then going into muscles, nutrition, and you couldn't go further away from dancing, could you?
Yeah.
So what did mum and dad think at the time? Are they just kind of thinking, this is a bit odd, or were they full support?
So I always been overweight since I was little, by the way. So always been overweight. So when I was doing
even when you were dancing?
So no. So when I was dancing, I developed quite a few eating disorder, things like that, because for me, for my body, it didn't suit being skinny. Like, that wasn't in my genetics. It's still not in my genetics. So that was the only way, like over restricting food. So when they then find out that I'm eating 6 meals per day and I'm lifting weights, and I'm like, no, that's so weird. And at that time I transitioned to be vegan as well. So, growing up in a farm, being vegan, just like
you've gone against everything, haven't you? You've gone against
everything. I just went, so they felt like, well, they didn't know much about weight. So like everyone thinks, or majority of people thinks, oh, you're going to get too bulky, you're going to look like a man. So that was the first thought. And then I showed them that actually I had better relationship with food. So they was happy about that, definitely. And then, looking back, I look so much better now, because again, I do have muscle on me. So I have an healthier look as well. So in the end, they just like kind of accept it. I think the most shocking part was when I told them I want to actually compete as a bodybuilder. So now that was another conversation, because I just felt like I wanted, again, yes, I felt good lifting weights, but I need to have a goal. I just cannot do anything without having an end goal. So someone told me about competition, bodybuilding competition. And I'm like, oh, I can never do that because I can never go in a bikini on a stage. Like, that's not me. So I thought that wouldn't be the case. But then I'm like, okay, that is a challenge that I want to try. And then I just start to follow, like, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever, TikTok, accounts that, you know, they were doing bodybuilding, and, you know, that end result when you go on the stage, like, I just felt like, oh my God, if I could do that, if I could only try to achieve that, that'd be amazing. And then again, I just hire a coach, she's still my coach, Meg. She's amazing. And I just did it. And I just put everything into it. And I did like that side of giving 100% to something. Like, I am all in, all out. I always been. So yeah. And you need that with bodybuilding. It's like it's everything. Yeah, you can't leave nothing to like 1% out. You have to be 100% in, because it's mentally and physically challenging. So you have to be ready for that. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be honest, you know, and it's not necessarily the bikini side, because, you know, I'm not interested in that side. It's more when you go on the stage and the way you are, you know, your body, your dedication, you can see the happiness on your face when you're doing it, although you have to kind of show the means face when you're doing all the, you know, it's the competitive side, isn't it? You have to show the competition in you, don't you? But you just look at home. You know, me and my wife have seen the pictures of how you've developed over these weeks, months, you know, couple of years. Just been incredible, absolutely incredible. And you should be so proud of yourself and your parents. And I know Nicola is 100%. She's behind you all the way. But just unbelievable, you know, the way you look, the way you present yourself. And I mean that on and off the stage. You've just got this lovely presence about you that just says, do you know what? You can achieve it. If you work hard at it, you can achieve. It's not all about winning. It's you've done each time. You've done upper level. You've gone upper level each time. You went into it. You thought, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
The next minute, you know, even the bikini was a hurdle.
Yeah. True.
You know, and then you go up another level, winning. Do you know what I mean? You've just been outstanding. You really have been. And in the midst of all that, you meet Nicola along the way and propel her career as well. Because I'm going to give you credit now, because she's not there. I'm sure she can hear me anyway, because I know what she's like. She just appears. But you just transformed the way she was going up the levels in her own journey. But then when you came in and you gave her that belief, and you, with the nutrition information and the workouts together, because it's always easier to work out with someone. Incredible. You really are a credit to your family and to Nicola. You really are.
Thank you. I think with Nick, I didn't know nothing about boxing, but for what I seen on social media with boxing, they think like they don't need all the extra help outside the ring, literally outside the pads and outside the sparring and everything else. They don't think they need other tools, which the secret is the other tools. Because like the skill that she built during the sparring, that's technical. That's something that just the boxing coach can do, of course. But everything else with the nutrition, like the performance comes from the choice that you make every day. So the performance in the ring will come from how she feels in herself, how much energy she's got. And of course, she's not a full-time boxer. She works. So that energy and no worrying about the food, no worrying about how she's going to feel, the weight and everything. So that is an extra stress that she had before, which now with the weight, we don't have to worry. I know the protocol. We just like we know what to do, exactly what to do. And you get to know our body, how it works in the process. So it gives me data as a coach to work with different other people, because I collect data from everyone and I use it. So it's really interesting, and I love the science behind it. We literally can do anything that we want with our bodies. That's why I feel like I love what I'm doing, because you can literally transform anyone's body and mindset. More than everything is mindset, because if you haven't got that, you can achieve nothing. Your body will follow wherever you tell them to do, to be honest. So yeah, I think she was missing that, but yeah, she doesn't have to worry about anything like that now, so she can really concentrate doing her sparring and everything else. Yeah.
And I think a lot of boxers are now going down that road, you know, and have done for, you know, especially I would say the high level fighters, the elite fighters have those nutritionists, because let's be honest, they can afford it. This is the other thing, isn't it? There's such an expense, isn't there, to having all these extra tools, you know, having the physios, having this, where you've built such a great unit between the two of you that you feed off one another. You work so well as a team. And you honestly, I just think you're great. I really do. And I think, you know, the journey you're on, you know, you're just getting started, really. And this is just what you want to do. And if you're happy and you're healthy, that's the main thing, isn't it? So what's next for you, Marfi? What is next? Because like you say, you've got your building blocks, you're going up the levels, you've got your bikini on, girl. Go on, go for it. You get on the stage, you're winning. You know, we're winning stuff now. What is that next stage for you? Because you thrive to what you want next, don't you? You always look for the challenge.
I think that's why I love bodybuilding so much, because even though we call it, so when you compete, you call it like your competitive season. And then when you off and on the stage, you call it your bulking season. So it's like off season. But with bodybuilding, it's never an off season. So the only literally difference they make is that I can eat more, still on like a protocol, but I can eat more calories, because that makes me stronger in the gym and I can build more muscle. So the next stage is hopefully competing next year. So I'm having all this year off from the stage to build enough muscle to be even extra competitive next year, because it never stops the process. It doesn't, because especially as a natural bodybuilder, so not assisted, and as a female, you can't build that amount of muscle if you always dieting, because when you dieting and you haven't got enough calorie, your muscle cannot fuel from it. So literally you cannot build new muscle tissue. So you need to have a phase where you're a bit, I call it fluffy. So you got a bit more body fat on you. And
I like how you looked at me then. You looked at me, Marfi. You just need a bit more body fat, Joel. No.
So that's what you do, and I'm in that phase. So that means that every time I go on the stage, you look better, because more muscle mass you have, more you look better, more competitive you are. And I think that's as well the other thing. Like, you are competitive because it is still a competition, but with bodybuilding, because you never know who's on the stage with you on the day, you don't know how long they've been training or they've been doing that. So there is no levels as well. And it can be any result. It can be literally any. So I was naive on the first season when I thought, oh, I'll look great, because I thought I looked great because I never had those muscle and abs in my life. So I thought I looked great. But then there was 20 people that look as good as me, or even better. And I was, oh my God, that was so naive.
You kind of show up and you go, hang on a minute, I have never seen a 10-pack before. What is that? What has that person got? But yeah, no. How's it work though? Because obviously there's a lot of people out there that don't really know a lot about bodybuilding and that side of things. So is there weight categories? How's it work? Because surely there's got to be a line somewhere, isn't there, in the way of competition?
Yeah, so there's different categories. So the category, they have different names, and the criteria on the change is how much muscle you have. So you have the lower one is bikini category. So usually that is a thinner look, which that means not much muscle specifically on your legs, but you have more muscle on the posterior. So you have the fuller shape on the posterior, and then you don't have much muscle on your upper. So it's all about the back. So what I do is the opposite. Symmetry is the criteria. So it's X shape. So having bolder shoulder, so bigger shoulder, and then tiny waist, but then bigger on your quads, so on your front of your legs. So it's more like an X shape. And then from there is the next one, which you have even more muscle, so bigger and bigger. And that's how it works. So that's how you judge basically symmetry and criteria on your muscle mass, because it's not a dieting competition. I mean, you have to be lean because you need to show the muscle, but it's not a dieting competition. So it's not because you are skinny, yes, you're gonna win. No, it's how much muscle. It's all about muscle. Bodybuilding is you building your body from it's just muscle. So that's how the score on the symmetry, and you're gonna look different because more you're building muscle, more as well you can diet down, like losing more weight, because more you're losing weight, more you can show the muscle. So, but you cannot do it straight away on your first season because there's not enough muscle to show. Basically, I don't know if that makes sense. Like
you build over time, don't you? You build over time.
So that's why it's such a sport where there is like an age category though. So up to 35, they're all in one category. Like any age up to 35. From 18 to 35, and then there's over 35, 40, and then there is a 60 plus. I saw 72-year-old, I think once. Oh my God, crazy. So there's not an age like limit. That's what I love. So you can literally do it till you want to.
You're going to be going a while, aren't you? Basically, this is your new thing now, and that's it.
Yeah.
So what's your favourite category then? What do you prefer?
Figure. So mine is because I love training back. So they look into you need to have a bit of muscle on your back. So back and shoulder, and then legs a bit, but usually it's more back and shoulder on mine. That's why.
Because your back's amazing. I'm just gonna put it out there. You know, the pictures you put out there are just incredible. You can tell how much work you put in. And as I say, you deserve it. And as I say, over time, you're just going to get not necessarily better and better, but you build, don't you? You build over time, and then you'll get to the stage where, you know, it will be you that the people are going to be looking at. They're going to be coming into their first year, and then they're going to see Marfi in her 5th, 6th, 7th year, you know, building and looking amazing. So just keep doing what you're doing. Honestly, it's amazing watching you transform, because that's what it is. It's transformation, isn't it, over time? And just incredible.
It does. And I think it was more a challenge as well, because I was like fully vegan up to maybe 3 months ago. I do eat eggs at the moment, but I was vegan for 8-9 years fully. So I wanted to show that you can still be a bodybuilder and being vegan as well, because it's one thing that you don't see. So I just wanted to just go against all the odds. I'm like, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna do it, and I did it. And I think there is so much misconception as well, like regarding bodybuilding, because the famous bodybuilder that you see, that huge, right? You will say the famous one. Nobody hears about anyone else, but apart from the one that can make it to the top. And that's the other thing. I wanted to do a natural, which there is so many federation that you can choose of, and luckily there is the natural federation and then the not tested federation. So I wanted to kind of show that you can be competitive and still be natural. Which again,
and you can see that by your body, though. You can see that it's natural. You can tell when someone's been on the juice, should we say.
Exactly.
Yeah, not orange juice. It's the other stuff. But it's so obvious. It's so obvious, even by like the way the veins are, and it's just horrendous. But each to their own. Everyone does things differently, you know. But I'm just so glad you're doing it the way you're doing it. You're a clean athlete, which I think rubs off from Nicola as well, anyway, because she has to be clean regardless. So it's a clean house, and it's, you know, I'm just glad you're enjoying yourself, and do you know what, that you're being you. And you know, the fact that you and Nicola are together, I think absolutely, you know how I am about it. I sent you a message the moment it came out. And just absolutely power couple. So keep doing what you're doing, and I wish you all the best, and make sure that you continue to post what you're doing. You know, we love watching, you know, what you're doing and following your journey. What advice, obviously you're early on in your journey at the moment, but what advice would you give to people who are kind of on the fence as to whether they'd like to go into bodybuilding or just get fit?
Okay. I would say different answer, because getting fit and bodybuilder is totally different. Like bodybuilding is an extreme, and I'm not gonna lie, you go from extreme to an extreme, to the other one. So I would say, if you start going to the gym and you see that you really have a passion about the weightlifting side of the gym, and you doing it that anyway, doing a competition can only show you if you want to do that. So like, if you're doing it anyway, like, why not trying it? But I think most people, they're being naive of how much you need to give to get to that result. So usually people all the time say, I haven't got time to do that, or I haven't got time to dedicate to cooking a certain meal, or going to the gym and follow a protocol. So that is the one, even like with my personal training side, time is the one that people struggle the most. But I always think, like, I mean, you want to be healthy for as long as you can be, right? Like, you cannot, you know, predict the future, but you can kind of give yourself the best chance of, you know, getting older gracefully and just looking after yourself. So, I use it more like, in the beginning, I used to just like be healthier as a goal. But like I said, if you find that you like to actually lifting weights and feeling strong, the power, you know, you can go out in bodybuilding or powerlifting. There is always a way to kind of escalate that. But I think you'll know straight away, like I knew straight away, and that's what I like to do. And I think it makes you feel stronger in your day-to-day life. You don't have to be bodybuilding to, you know, see the benefits of lifting weights. Like, it will help you overall. And I would say for females specifically, when you get older, you will need muscle mass, because that is what's going to keep you healthier and looking younger as well. Because, like, you know, we see that when people get older, usually, you know, they become more fragile or things like that. It's because they haven't got enough muscle, and that it was keeps you young, basically. You know, when the hormones start to change and everything, they say more muscle mass you have, and better is your chance to, you know, be healthier, stay healthy. So I think, when people see gym as boring or extreme, they have to remember there is all the other benefits, actually. They're not actually looking good, but being healthier. So there's so many ways to keep fit. You don't have to lift in weights. You can do classes, you can do boxing, you can do literally anything. So many ways that you can keep fit, definitely.
Well, there you go. Everyone after this video is going to be back at the gym, and they're going to feel like there's a little Marfia on their shoulder going, do that, get on with it. Eat the right things. No, it's honestly, it's lovely having you on, and it's nice to, you know, I've spoke to Nicola for years, but it's nice to speak to you about your story and what you've been doing, and the great times ahead. So honestly, Marfia, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Stay in touch, and we will definitely have a catch up soon. But you take care and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Bye. Take care.
No problem. Take care. See you soon. God bless.
Bye.